fallen leaves. Adorn my night! The wind knows me.
Billowing surge!
Wind strike.
Let the world come alive! To ashes!
Clouds high. The birds come. One with nature.
Allow me! Time to shine! Turn, bring them you! A fresh maneuver!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
The world come alive! Eyes on me! Strike a pose! Covenant of the deep! Shine duck! This way, Pringle. Make yourselves at home.
Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Taking a turn for the better.
I got you.
There is no escape.
Committed to memory.
Gotcha.
A bitter pelted swamp.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Shine duck.
This way, Pringle. Share my knowledge.
Things are about to get dicey.
Remember, health comes first.
I got you. Committed to memory.
Busted.
Mind the side effect.
Into the wind.
Hold the line. The mining echoing song.
Clouds high. The birds come. One with nature.
Billowing surge. Rest and rebuild.
To ashes.
Let the world come
One with wind and cloud.
Strike a pose. Let mining echoing. Turn, bring them you. Rest and rebuild.
Into the wind.
Eyes on me.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Shower me with praise. Let the world come alive. Hold the line. Make yourselves at home.
Illusion shattered.
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pelted swamp.
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
Roll. Temple of Wisdom.
Gotcha.
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency.
Things are about to get dicey.
Inazuma shines eternal.
for this Spiral Abyss run. So, before we get on to the team explanation, I'm gonna be, well, thanking you guys so much for the support on the Kazuha Mono Hydro and the Raiden National Spiral Abyss Showcase video. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It is really greatly appreciated. I'm so glad the video got attention it deserves. So, well, you're gonna get more Spiral Abyss content from me. So, stay tuned for more Spiral Abyss content. I do love the combat of this game, so making more videos is greatly my passion. So thank you guys for fueling that. But anyways, now it's time to talk about the team explanations. So this team was actually, shout out to Jatoshin, but I call him Jato because he's my friend. But Jato suggested that he wanted me to use a Beidou team with Furina in it. So that is what I did. I ran a Beidou Furina comp, and that is where I got the 9-star clear. So yeah, that is the first half team. As for the second half, he didn't really specify what I should run on the second half, so I just ran something on my own, which is just Hyperbloom. But yeah, thank you again, Jato. You're the man. You already know that I'm a Beidou main from the start. If you guys don't know, I am a Beidou main day one. If you do check back on the early days of the channel. But yeah, he knew that I was a Beidou main, so he wanted me to run Beidou with Furina, since Furina gives off a crap ton of buffs, and he wants to see Beidou in action. So yeah, again, thank you, Jato. But that is the first half team, which is just Electro-Charged Beidou, or you could call it the Kazuha soup team. You can run it, or you could basically twist it however you want. Kazuha soup, Beidou Electro-Charge. I'm gonna be calling it Beidou Electro-Charge since Jato suggested Beidou anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna putting Beidou Electro-Charged for the title of the video. And for the second half, I just ran a typical Hyperbloom team. So yeah, might as well showcase another broken team in Spiral Abyss. So I just ran the Hyperbloom team. So, yeah, that is basically the team explanations, and now it is time to go over the teams, aka the characters and the builds. So, here we go. We're going to be going on the party select screen, because this is way cooler, and plus you get to see cool animations. So, yeah. First off, we have our boy right here, Kaidehara Kazuha, who has not changed in the last video. So, as you see here, his elemental mastery is pretty high, his crit rate crit damage is pretty average too, his energy recharge is also pretty high, meaning that he can consistently put off his burst. So yeah, that is my Kazuha build. He is literally a support sub-DPS hybrid. Yeah, I know I'm weird. I should be going over the extreme on either sub-DPS or just stack on elemental mastery on Kazuha, but I say screw it! Why not do both? So yeah, that is the current Kaidehara Kazuha build that I have. As for weapon, I have Iron Sting, which is R5. This is his best free-to-play weapon. You can literally forge it. That's basically a free weapon for him. If you guys want to know what his best weapon is, it's literally his 5-star weapon. Yep. That's all I need to say. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Viridescent. This is his best set in general, just because of how much it supports the team, and also it literally caters to him because he does animal damage, and also since your swirl will basically decrease the elemental res. Same thing with your talents as well, where you can basically decrease the res of elemental damage, as you can see here. Yeah, broken. This is all broken. So yeah. Basically, it combos really well with Viridescent Venerer. That's all I need to say. But this is literally his best set. No other set you would run. As for Constellations, I have him at C0. He works really well at C0. He doesn't need the Constellations, to be honest. But if you really do want the Constellations, C2 is a pretty good Constellation because of the 200 flat Elemental Mastery that you get. Yes, all your party members get a flat 200. Yeah, pretty good. But Kazuha doesn't need Constellations to be good. That is why I have him at C0. And as for talents, I have 6610. This is his main talent that he uses, so that is why I crowned it. So yeah, so there we go. There is Kaidehara Kazuha, still the same as ever, still really good Animo support. One of the best in the game, if not the best in the game. And now it's time to go over the second member of the first half, which is Miss Furina. So Miss Furina hasn't changed either. She's basically the same as always. As you can see here, HP is at 28,000. Her crit rate, crit damage is also pretty high too. Her energy recharge is also pretty high, so I can spam her burst. Yeah, basically your typical Furina sub DPS build. As her weapon, I have Splendor of Tranquil Waters. This is her best weapon. No other weapon you would ever run. But if you are a really old player, and if you did play in 1.2 with this Dragon Spine update, you could use Festering Desire. That is her other best weapon. But if you played past 1.2 and you can't get Festering Desire, you could run the Fishing Pole Sword that you can use from the Fontaine Fishing company, basically. Yeah, so all you have to do is fish and then get that weapon R5 and you can slap it on Furina and she's ready to go. But if you love to spend, then Splendor of Tranquil Waters is just her best weapon. As for artifact set, I have Golden Troop. This is her best sub DPS and support set. Yes, you heard me right. This is her best support and sub DPS set because she mostly is on off-field. So yeah, Furina is mainly an off-field character, so this is literally her best set. Her other best set is 2-piece HP, 2-piece HP, aka HP HP. That's also her other best set. You can also run other sets as well, like Millith. Millith can basically buff your party members, and Furina has really high HP, and Millith gives HP, so it is pretty nice. You can also run Ocean Hued Clam if you run basically a full healer Furina. That works well on her as well. You can also run the Maiden set if you want full healing, but it really doesn't matter what you run your Furina on. All those sets are good, so choose what you want to choose. As for me, I ran Golden Troop. As for constellations, I have her at C2. So, if you want to run a sub DPS Furina and don't want to run her as a support, don't get her constellations. She literally works well right out of the box. So yeah, you don't have to get her constellations. But, if you want to make her cracked, and if you want to make her the best support ever, you need to run C2. Because in C1, she gets increased 100 fanfare, meaning that your fanfare is at 400. And you get 150 at the start, meaning that it's accelerated. And then in C2, you basically increase the fanfare, basically the fanfare gain by a lot, by 250%. Yeah, really good. And since you are accelerating the fanfare increase, you basically get more HP. That is why I have her at 28k, because she already gets a lot of HP naturally because of C2. So yeah, you don't have to invest that much HP into her if you are running at C2 because she already goes to 50k anyway. So yeah. And as for talents, I have her 6, 10, 8. Yes, sir! She is almost fully built, but I have to wait until the next weekly reset because, well, you know, you can only get 2 boss materials per week. So by the time I upload this video, this is probably going to be at level 9. So yeah, but as of right now, 6, 10, 8. That is her talents. Yeah, there is Miss Furina, still pretty good. Combos really well with our next character, which is Beidou. Yes, my first main. My first main ever. So, the set that I usually ran is Gladiators and Thundering. But, since I have to run Beidou on Abyss, I have to switch her set. And I'm probably going to be using this set all the time. So, yeah. Well, anyway, she took a tank on her stats. So now she is literally demoted to a sub DPS. Yeah. So, as you see here, crit rate, crit damage is pretty average. Energy recharge is high. You'll probably already see why her energy recharge is high. But her weapon right here is Skyward Pride. Yes, this is her best weapon for sub DPS Beidou. But there are other weapons you can run out there. There's way too many to count that I don't know on the top of my head. But there is a lot, trust me. There is a lot of weapons you can run on Beidou. But Skyward Pride is literally her best weapon if you want to run a sub-DPS Beidou, which is what I did. As for artifact set, you probably already see why I gave her the high energy recharge. It's because it's the Emblem of Severed Fate set. Yes! One of the best sub-DPS sets in the entire game. Besides Golden Troop. But this literally fits her so well because literally her sub-DPS thing is her burst. So yeah, her burst just does a lot of damage. And as you see there, she did like a consistent 20k on her burst. So yeah, this is a really good set on her. Really good. And as for constellations, I have her at C6. This is my main, so I had to get her at C6. But yeah, I think she was my first C6 in the entire game. Beidou, yeah. So yeah, but since she is day 1, I'm pretty sure everyone already has her at C6 if you do play this game at day 1. And besides, she's pretty easy to get. You get her for free in one of the events, so yeah. And then as for talents, I have 10, 13, 13. Yes, I triple crowned her. Remember when I said that I mained her back then? Yeah, this is why. So yeah, there is Beidou. Pretty cool. I will never ever forget my first main. And she is still a pretty good Electro sub DPS. And last but not least, on the first half team, we have the fish. Sangonomiya Kokomi. So, Kokomi! She hasn't changed either. As you see here, her HP is pretty high, but if she runs a double Hydro team, her HP will be at 40,000. Just keep that in mind. But, as you see here, energy recharge is pretty high. HP, you already saw there, pretty high. Healing bonus is also pretty high too. Her weapon is Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. This is her best weapon. It's literally a 3-star weapon. Yeah, a 3-star weapon is her best weapon. But if you want to run a DPS Kokomi, the purple donut. Just run the purple donut. But if you want to run a support Kokomi, Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. Yeah. But if you want more healing, you can run Prototype Amber. But Thrilling Tales of the Dragon Slayers is really accessible because it's a 3-star weapon. So yeah, pretty good. Its buff is also pretty good, giving attack to party members. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Tenacity. This is her best support set. Her best DPS set is obviously Ocean of Hued Clam. That is literally her best DPS set. But for her best support, Tenacity of the Millith. It combos well with Thrilling Tales because it gives attack. When you use Elemental Skill with Tenacity of the Millith, it gives attack. Yeah, this literally fits her so well. As for constellations, I have her at C1. This is by accident, by the way. I didn't mean to get this at C1. Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, go see the Dory, or aka the Kokomi summoning video, if you want more context on that. But she works really well at C0. She doesn't even need constellations to be good. Literally, her base kit is like one of the best in the game. And as for talents, I have 688. This is basically almost fully built, but I need more materials to level these up to level 10, but this is just fine. So yeah, so there is Kokomi. Pretty good healer, one of the best healers in the entire game, if not the best. And now it is time to go over the second half, so here we go. So first off, yes, Raiden Shogun. She's changed, by the way. Yeah, she's changed. So now she became even more cracked. So this is what she's at right now. Yep. I got her more crit damage. Her crit rate only tanked by 0.4%, but it really doesn't matter. It's a 0.4%. But her energy recharge is at 300%, meaning that her burst does big damage now. So yeah. As for her weapon, I have Engulfing Lightning. Best weapon. Literally her best weapon. No other weapon you would run. But if you want to run a free-to-play weapon, the Catch. Obviously. That weapon was literally made for her. But since Raiden might come out on the next version, I suggest that you get her weapon too, if you are going to be pulling Raiden. And also, later on, I will talk about in the constellations, you should get her C2. So, yeah. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. No other set you would run, by the way, because this is literally her best DPS, sub-DPS, and support set. Yeah, no other set you would run besides those sets. So, Emblem of Severed Fate is literally your best set. As for constellations, I have her at C0. So, once 4.3 comes out, I am going to be getting her C2. Her C2 is literally the most broken thing I have ever seen in my life, because it ignores 60% of opponent's defense, and you use her burst a lot, meaning that you're just going to be doing big damage and killing things really, really fast. So, yeah. And her C1 is nothing to scoff at either. She basically gets more resolve stacks, meaning that her burst gets more damage. So yeah, this is extremely, extremely good on Raiden. And as for talents, 10, 10, 10. I main her. Or basically, I use her a lot. So yeah. There is Raiden Shogun, still one of the best Electro characters in the entire game. If not the best Electro character. And also, one of the best DPSs in the entire game. And also one of the best Electro DPSs, or the best. It depends on what you want to think, but in my opinion, Raiden is the best Electro DPS in the game. Next up, we have Nahida herself, aka Rukatavata. So, here is Nahida's stats. As you see here, her Elemental Mastery is pretty high. Her crit damage is pretty average too, and her energy recharge, she doesn't need that much energy recharge because she literally has one of the shortest bursts in the entire game, 50. So yeah, she doesn't even need that, because her E literally gives her Dendro particles, so it doesn't really matter how much energy recharge you even have on her because she gets her burst right away. So yeah, she doesn't need help. But as you see here, her Elemental Mastery is pretty high, and her stats are pretty average too. As for her weapon, I have 1,000 Floating Dreams. This is her best weapon in general, just because of how much buff she gives and also the high Elemental Mastery on the weapon. Yeah, literally her best weapon. But if you want to run another weapon, you can run the Magic Guide, which is a 3-star weapon that you can run on Nahida. That is her best free-to-play weapon, by the way. So if you want to run a free-to-play weapon on Nahida, but you can't afford the 5-star weapon, you can run the Magic Guide. But if you are a spender, you should just get 1,000 Floating Dreams. As for artifact set, Deepwood Memories. Best set. This is literally her best set. It literally combos with her kit so well that there's no other set you would run. I guess you could run another Dendro set, but why would you when this literally combos with her stuff so well? Because her skill and her burst do a lot of Dendro res decreasing, and it combos really well with Deepwood Memories. So yeah, this is literally her best set. As for Constellations, ever at C0, her C1 and C2 are literally pretty good. I mean, look at this. Yep. You could basically increase the number that you get, and also increase the amount of your burst does, as you see here. Yep. And also, her C2 literally gives her free crit rate, crit damage, and you decrease defense by 30%. Yeah, nothing more to be said. She's really good. So yeah, once Nahida's rerun comes out, I am going to be getting her at C2. Guaranteed. As for talents, I have 6, 10, 10. I don't use her normal attacks that much, so that is why I have her at level 6. But I do use her E and her Q a lot. So yeah, this is literally it. That is my talent. So yeah. There is Nahida, still one of the best Dendro characters in the entire game, if not the best. And also one of the best sub-DPS and supports in the entire game. So yeah. Next up, we have Yelan. Yes, the spy. So, Yelan has not changed either. Her HP is pretty average, 30,000. Her crit rate, crit damage is pretty high. Her energy recharge is also pretty high too. I did discuss this before as well, but Aqua Simulacra is her best weapon. You can run the stringless if you want a free-to-play weapon, but Aqua Simulacra is her best weapon. If you do happen to have spare primos, you could just grab the Aqua Simulacra and slap it on Yelan. You will not regret it. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. That's the reason why I gave her that really high energy recharge, because her main bread and butter is her burst. So yeah, this literally is one of the best artifact sets in the game for her. So yeah, if you do pull for Yelan, run this set. Really good. As for constellations, I have read C0. She doesn't need constellations to be good. Her base kit is already good enough. So yeah. As for talents, I have 6, 7, 8. I forgot to mention that I can't get this to level 10 yet because a certain character does not want to give me an artifact that I want, which is a main stat EM weapon. But yeah, it's Kuki Shinobu. Yeah, I'm giving her a new artifact set, and the artifacts have not dropped yet. So yeah, I'm just hanging on a thread, hoping that I could get that artifact set, so that I could start working on Navia and also start getting this to level 10. But yeah, as of now, she's at level 8. So sorry guys, it's not level 10 like in the last video where I promised that it'll be level 10. It is not. I'm sorry. But yeah, there is Yelan. Pretty good. Still one of the best Hydro sub DPSs in the entire game. Still really good. Last but not least, we have the character that was literally introduced like a few days ago, Baizhu. So, Baizhu is really good. If you did pull him, congrats by the way, because he's one of the best Dendro healers in the entire game, if not the best. But yeah, as you can see here, his HP is pretty high. His energy recharge is also pretty high too. I didn't give him any healing bonus because I want to stack as much HP as possible on him so that he can get his buffs up. So yeah. As for his weapon, I have Prototype Amber. This is his best free-to-play weapon, obviously. I mean, it's craftable. It gives HP. It heals you when you use your burst. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. But if you want to run another weapon, you can run his main weapon. That's also pretty good too, since it gives buffs. But Prototype Amber is his best free-to-play weapon. So if you did pull for Baizhu, just grab this weapon and he literally is good to go. As for artifact set, I have Deepwood Memories. This is literally his best set, but I'm pretty sure that there's probably going to be a new artifact set in 4.3 that's going to benefit him even more. So Deepwood Memories is literally just an okay artifact set as of now, but probably the new artifact set might be good on him, who knows. But Deepwood Memories is his best set currently. As for constellations, I have him at C0. He doesn't need constellations to be good. So yeah. His only main purpose is to buff and heal. And as for talents, I have 666. Yeah, he's literally minimally built, and he's still really good. So yeah, Baizhu is a really good Dendro healer, if not the best. And that is basically it for everyone. That is the first half and the second half team explained. So yeah. Well, anyways, like the video if you enjoyed this Spiral Abyss video. If you do like it, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my other content as well. And if you do subscribe, turn on the notification bell to not miss out on a single upload. But yeah, any amount of those actions is greatly appreciated. Any amount of support is greatly appreciated. Again, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It is a really good feeling that you guys enjoy my content, and it makes me want to do more. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, you know, all that other jazz. But in the comments down below, what do you think about this Abyss? You think it's easy, you think it's hard, or you think the teams are pretty good too? What do you think of Beidou in general? Or what do you think about the teams that I use? And also, like Jato, suggest any teams down below. I will basically run them on the Abyss. So yeah, if you have any team suggestions, leave them down in the comments down below, and I will basically run them on the next rotation, or probably run them on this rotation, who knows. But if you leave them down in the comments down below, I will get to them, trust me. And as always, thank you guys for watching this Spiral Abyss video, and I'll see you guys in the next Genshin video.